Hi guys, I'm back. It's Jamie, Football Heaven 24/7. Uh, right, we're going to just do a rundown from the weekend's action on the 22nd and the 23rd of October. We're going to launch straight into it. We're going to go straight into the Premier League. There's a couple of really good games on this weekend. We'll go straight into them. Massive shock of the weekend was bottom place Nottingham Forest in the early kickoff. We're playing against Liverpool, who have had a bit of a stuttering start to the season, who were lying in eighth at the start of the day, I believe, or seventh even. And there was lying in eighth, and a goal from a one won the game on the 55th minute. Forest had a lot of chances. They had 7 shots on target, and so did Liverpool. Liverpool obviously had more possession, but ultimately Forest hit them on the break, and they more than matched them. In fact, they probably played better than them for most of the game. Liverpool had a lot of possession, but they had a lot of wasted chances. What I mean by that is not where they were clear on goal, but where they might have had a chance to score, but they made the wrong decision at the wrong time, that kind of thing. So yeah, Forest had a really shock win. It lifted them off the bottom only momentarily, but they're actually back down today after Sunday's results because Leicester have won 4-0 at Wolves today. So Forest are still bottom, but the signs are encouraging. If they win their next game and a couple of teams above them, just outside they could be just outside the relegation zone, basically. Leeds United got smashed 3-2 today on Sunday by Fulham as well. Manchester City won 3-1. Everton beat Crystal Palace 3-0. And Chelsea drew 1-0 with Manchester United. Also, Aston Villa came back after a disappointing defeat in midweek to Fulham 3-0. They came back today to beat Brentford 4-0. And surprisingly, Southampton got a 1-0 draw with Arsenal after Arsenal took an early lead. So there's a few shocks at the weekend. Now there's only 2 points between Manchester City and Arsenal, as opposed to 4 points as there was going into the start of the weekend because of Arsenal's draw. As I say, Man City won 3-1 against Brighton. 2 goals for Alf-Inge Haaland again, and De Bruyne scored. Haaland now has 17 goals in 11 games, which is absolutely crazy statistics in the Premier League. It's never been seen before, a player getting 17 goals in the first 11 games in the Premier League era. So yeah, I don't think there's going to be any doubt. Haaland, barring any major injuries, is going to be the top goal scorer this season. Tottenham at the moment are currently playing against Newcastle. They're 2-1 down. That game's not finished yet. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. If that game stays at 2-1 to Newcastle, they will go into fourth place in the table. At the moment, it's Arsenal at the top, Manchester City in second, and Tottenham in third. As I say, top goal scorer is Haaland with 17 goals for Manchester City. Kane's got a goal today, which puts him on 10 goals for the start for the season, which means this is a superb start for him as well. He's probably going to end up with 20 odd goals. He may even go for 30 goals. But ultimately, I can see Haaland getting like 45 maybe or something crazy like that if he keeps going the way he's going. So anyway, yeah, good start to like a couple of good shocks. Like I say, Forest got a good win. That'll give him a lot of confidence. Yeah, but we'll see what one's down. But going into the Championship, QPR were top going into the start of the weekend. They was at home to Wigan Athletic. Wigan have had the best away record in the Championship going into this game, but the home record has obviously been really very poor. They're only a couple of places off the relegation zone, Wigan. But as I say, QPR were top, but QPR took the lead on the 12th minute through field, an equaliser by Broadhead on the 22nd minute, and then a goal by Leon Balogun, the defender for Queen's Park Rangers, put QPR 2-1 up. But that was only after 24 minutes played in the game. That's how the game stayed. There was no more goals after that. And it was in front of quite a large crowd. 16,353 people saw it. But yeah, Blackburn moved up to second place in the league thanks to a 2-1 win at home to Birmingham City. Gallagher scored for them and Wharton and Hogan got one back for Birmingham City. Birmingham had been on quite a decent run. They got a 1-1 draw in the week against Burnley at home. So they were doing they'd done all right, putting some good performances. But the earliest kickoff in the Championship on Saturday was a Lancashire derby between Blackpool and Preston North End. And that finished 4-2. Jerry Yates got another 2 goals. He's now scored 3 braces in the last 4 games for Blackpool. It's pushed him up in the scoring charts. He's now in in joint first place with Brereton and of Blackburn and Josh Sargent of Norwich City. They've all got 8 goals each. So yeah, great start. And actually, STPN's still up there for Hull City. So yeah, great result for Blackpool, 4-2. 2 goals from Yates. Patino and Hamilton got them the 4-2 win there. Middlesbrough drew 0-0 with Huddersfield. So Middlesbrough are still down just outside the relegation zone. Huddersfield are now bottom of the Championship. So it's pretty grim for them after getting into the playoff final last year against Forest and narrowly losing out through an own goal. So yeah, a bit of a decline for Huddersfield. Their fans won't be happy by that. Millwall came from behind to win 2-1 against West Bromwich Albion at home. West Bromwich Albion are firmly stuck in the relegation zone. They're 3 points away from safety. Well, 4 points if you count the goal difference, really. Reading got back to winning ways after losing in the week. They won 2-0 against Bristol City at home. Goals from Ndiaye and Andy Carroll, who's back at Reading on his second spell for them. Hull continue their good turnaround after a good win in the week, 3-1 away at Blackpool. They won again away from home against Rotherham 4-2. Goals from Greaves Christie, Longman and Safan. Got them that 4-2 win. Norwich were 2-0 up away at Sheffield United in the battle of two of the top 6 teams in the Championship. Pookie got 2 goals early on the 5th and 16th minute, but goals from Osborne and McBurney in the second half for Sheffield United got that back to a 2-2 draw. Coventry continue their revival. It's now 3 wins on the bounce. They're only 1 point away from safety now, with about 2 or 3 games in hand over the other teams. They won 2-0 at Stoke through goals from Allen and Hamer. And Burnley came from 2-0, 2 goals behind at Sunderland to win 4-2. Goals from Teller Benson, Zarori and Josh Brownhill. So, yeah, great result for Burnley, getting back up there. As I say, QPR's at the top in the Championship. Blackburn's in second. Burnley, Sheffield United, Millwall and Norwich occupy the playoff area spots. Down in the relegation zone, it's Coventry City, West Bromwich Albion and Huddersfield Town. So that's what's going on in that league. Going into League One, Bolton were away at Accrington Stanley and they won 3-2. That moved them back into the playoffs. Bristol Rovers against Plymouth, I suppose that's like a West Country derby. Plymouth were top of the league and they're still top even after this game. They raced into a 2-0 lead in the first half, but Bristol Rovers came from 2-0 down to draw 2-2, goals from Coburn and Collins. So a good comeback from Bristol Rovers, which pushed them up into mid-table, which was a good result for them. Plymouth, as I say, stayed top even though they only got a draw at the weekend. Burton Albion in their battle to get out of the relegation zone beat Cheltenham 1-0, but they're still in the relegation zone. They're literally 2 points behind Cheltenham, who are just outside. So like a crucial game for them really to catch up with Cheltenham. Cambridge lost 1-0 at home to Port Vale. Port Vale continue their decent start to the season. They're in about 15th at the moment. Exeter continue their fantastic start. They're just outside the playoffs, lying in 8th position at the moment, so they've had a really good start since promotion. They won 2-1 against Fleetwood Town. Forest Green lost 1-0 at home, narrowly to Portsmouth. Lincoln City drew 1-1 with Sheffield Wednesday. Kind of a local-ish derby. I think there's about 30-odd miles between Lincoln and Sheffield, so it's not too much of a journey. Lee Gregory gave them an early lead on the 7th minute, but Mandrew, who played in the EFL Cup in the week, he got an equaliser for Lincoln City in front of a sellout crowd of 10,152. So, yeah, not a bad point there for Lincoln City after getting a great result at Ipswich in midweek. MK Dons continue their really, really poor run. They're now bottom of League One. Wickham won 1-0, goal from Freeman. Morecambe had a surprise victory, I suppose, buoyed on by the fact that Tyson Fury could potentially be taking them over. They moved off the bottom of League One, winning 1-0 against Barnsley, who at the start of the day were right in the playoffs, and they got moved out because of other results that happened. So, Yeah, so great win for Morecambe. A bit of a shock of the weekend there. Oxford lost 2-1 at home to Peterborough. Shrewsbury lost 1-0 at home to Charlton. And as I say, on Friday night, Ipswich beat Derby 1-0 as well. So in League One, it's Plymouth are still top. Ipswich Town are in second. In the playoffs, it's Sheffield Wednesday, Peterborough, Portsmouth, and Bolton. Still the top goal scorer is Johnson Clark Harris. He's not been overtaken by anybody for Peterborough. And in second is actually Aaron Collins for Bristol Rovers with 9 goals. So he's having a great season for them. So yeah, great. And also Collins for Bristol Rovers is top of the assist chart as well with 6 goals. So yeah, Bristol Rovers having a really good season. Anyway, yeah, we'll go straight into it. Or quite a good season, should I say? Into League Two, Leyton Orient moved back top after winning 3-2 away at Carlisle United. 2 goals from Archibald and one from Drinnan. They jump ahead of Stevenage, who lost 3-2 at home to Northampton. So yeah, the top 3 places are in League Two are Leyton Orient, Stevenage, and Northampton. In the playoff areas, Mansfield were playing away at Crawley and they lost 3-2, but they remained in 4th place in the league. Crewe drew 1-1 with Doncaster Rovers, Gillingham drew 1-1 with Barrow, Grimsby Town drew 0-0 with Bradford City, Harrogate drew 1-1 with Tranmere, Newport County got a 1-0 win against Colchester, Rochdale lost 2-1 at home to AFC Wimbledon. Also, Salford lost 2-0 against Stockport in the Greater Manchester Derby. Stevenage lost 3-2 at home to Northampton. Sutton United drew 1-0 with Walsall, and Swindon Town beat Hartlepool 2-1. So at the bottom of the of League Two, you've got Hartlepool rock bottom, and then Colchester in there, both on the same amount of points, 9 points each. But they're only 2 points from safety from away from Rochdale, who's just outside. In the playoff places in League Two, you've got Mansfield, Swindon Town, Bradford City, and Carlisle. So yeah, there's a lot of teams that have had decent performances. I'd say like the shocks of the weekend was obviously Forest winning against Liverpool, 1-0 in the Premier League. And then you're probably looking, like I say, at Morecambe beating Barnsley in League One. That was the 2 massive, massive shocks of the weekend. And looking through the other stuff, there wasn't any other like sort of major, major upsets really. So that's it really. But yeah, good weekend of football. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go straight into my review for the week. I'll do my score predictions. Yeah, let's have a look. So we're on to Monday. We're looking at West Ham against Bournemouth. Now, West Ham have had a bit of a rivalry recently. They got themselves up to 13th in the league. That's dipped down a bit now. They've dropped down to 16th after today's Sunday games. As I say, Aston Villa won 4-0 against Brentford. We've got Fulham beat Leeds United 3-2 away. Southampton drew 1-0 with Arsenal, and Leicester beat Wolves 4-0. And currently Spurs are losing 2-1 against Newcastle. I think that's pretty much probably how it's going to end. But yeah, going into Monday night, West Ham against Bournemouth. But Bournemouth have won actually 3 times at West Ham in the past in the Premier League. So I'm looking at it now. West Ham, I think it's going to be a narrow one. I'm going to go for 2-1 to West Ham in that game. I think Bournemouth will give it a fight, but I think West Ham will just be just a little bit too strong. So yeah, I go 2-1 there. And then you go into Tuesday night's games. It's Champions League. You're looking at the Champions League. I'm just going to do the English teams. Chelsea's away at Salzburg. Salzburg have had not a bad campaign, but I'll go for Chelsea to win 2-1 in that one. Celtic's at home to Shakhtar Donetsk on Tuesday night. I'm going to give them a 2-1 win as well. Man City's away at Borussia Dortmund. I'm going to go for 3-2 to Borussia Dortmund. That might sound like a shocking result to predict, but that's what I'm going with. And that's all the English teams for that night. In the Sky Bet Championship on Tuesday evening, you've got Burnley playing at home to Norwich City. I'm going to go for Burnley to win that one 2-1. Coventry City against Rotherham. Going to go 3-0 Coventry. And then going into League One, you've got Barnsley against Lincoln City. I'm going to say 1-0 to Lincoln City. They're on a bit of a decent run against bigger teams in the League Two area. League Two at the moment, and they're doing all right. Bolton's at home to Burton Albion. I'm going to go 2-0 to Bolton. Charlton's at home to MK Dons. Going to say 3-0 to Charlton on that one. Cheltenham's at home to Morecambe. Going to say 2-1 Cheltenham. Derby's at home to Exeter. Going to go for a 1-1 draw in that one. Fleetwood Town against Forest Green. Going to say 2-1 Forest Green. Peterborough against Accrington Stanley. Going to say 3-2 to Peterborough. No, 4-2 to Peterborough. Plymouth against Shrewsbury Town. Going to go 3-2 to Plymouth. Port Vale against Ipswich Town. I'm going to say 2-1 to Ipswich. Portsmouth against Oxford United, 2-2 in that one. Wickham against Cambridge United, I'm going to say 3-1 to Wickham. And then going into League Two, it's Wimbledon against Crewe. I'm going to say 2-0 to Wimbledon. And then we've got Barrow against Grimsby. I'll say 2-1 Barrow. Bradford City against Swindon Town, go 1-1 in that one. Colchester against Crawley Town, going to say 2-1 to Crawley. Doncaster against Stevenage, say 2-0 Donny. Hartlepool against Salford City, going to go for Salford City to win 2-0. Leyton Orient against Gillingham, going to go 3-1 Leyton Orient. Mansfield against Newport County, going to go 2-0 Mansfield. Northampton against Sutton United, 3-1 to Northampton. Stockport against Carlisle, going to go 2-1 Stockport. Tranmere against Rochdale, going to say Tranmere to win that one, 3-0. And then Walsall against Harrogate, I'm going to say 3-1 to Walsall in that one. So, a few predictions there. Wednesday night, Liverpool's away at Ajax. Ajax have had quite a poor Champions League. They've got smashed in both games against Napoli. Liverpool, though, are doing pretty shocking in the Premier League at the moment. They're lying in 9th in the table after their humiliating defeat. Well, you can say humiliating, but Forest played brilliantly in the game. But yeah, they got schooled, which was good to see. It's always good to see the underdog, although Yates did say, the captain of Forest did say, that we shouldn't be underdogs in the future, so we should get ourselves to that level. So I think as a Forest fan, I'm very optimistic after that really good win. We held our own, like I say, we had 7 shots on target. And the same, Liverpool had the same. They just had a few more shots than us, but they were wide. Obviously, they had a lot more possession anyway, but I'm going off on a tangent, slightly biased because I obviously love my team. But yeah, Liverpool doing pretty shocking, but I think they'll still have too much for Ajax. I'm going to go 2-1 to Liverpool. Napoli against Rangers. Napoli's going to smash Rangers. I'm going to say, it could be a crazy amount. I'm going to go 6-1 in that one for I know it's madness, but I'll say 6-1. No, actually, I'll be fairer to Rangers. I'll say 5-1. I'll go 5-1. And then looking at the other games, Tottenham's playing Sporting at home. I'm going to go Tottenham to win that one, 3-1. And then League One, Sheffield Wednesday are at home to Bristol Rovers. That's on Sky. I think Sheffield Wednesday will win that one 2-1. 2-0. But yeah, I just got confirmation through. Tottenham have lost 2-1 at home to Newcastle, so that pushes Newcastle into the Champions League places in 4th, actually, just behind Tottenham. So yeah, so they come in, they're having a really good season, Newcastle, to be fair. My brother will be absolutely loving it. But yeah, going back to the rest of the week's fixtures, on Thursday night you've got the Europa League. English teams playing. Obviously, you've got Arsenal away at PSV. They only won 1-0 the other week against PSV at home. I think PSV are quite a strong team, but I'll go for a 1-1 draw in that one. And then looking at the other games on that evening, Hearts are playing against Riga at home in Scotland, Scottish team. I'm going to go for 2-1 to Hearts. Man United are playing Sheriff, and I'll say Man United to win that one 3-0. So I'll go with that. Yeah, 3-0. And I think that's pretty much it for the week. For all that. And then we've got, on Friday night, it's Birmingham City against QPR. QPR's on a bit of a big run at the moment, but Birmingham are pretty decent at home. They've been doing really well recently. They only narrowly lost to Blackburn on Saturday. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw in that one, I think. I'll go for 2-2. Going on to Saturday's games, this is the more sort of crucial ones, but we'll run through Saturday's games pretty quickly. Bournemouth's up against Tottenham. Bournemouth sort of slipped away recently, but I think Tottenham's going to win that one 2-0. Brentford against Wolves. I'm going to say Brentford to get back on track and beat Wolves 2-0 in that game. Brighton against Chelsea. Going to go Chelsea to win that one 3-1. Crystal Palace are home to Southampton. That's a tough one to call, but I'll go with 2-1 to Crystal Palace. Keep up their run of 2-1 wins at home. Fulham then play Everton in the evening on Saturday coming up this week, next week even. Fulham, I'll say to draw 2-2 in that game. Leicester City at home to Manchester City. Leicester on a bit of a revival at the moment. I think I'll go for a 2-2 in that one as well. So I'll go 2-2 in that one. Leicester to show they've got a bit of strength. And Liverpool against Leeds. Liverpool will get back on track. I think Leeds are going to really going to struggle this season by the looks of it. And I think Jesse Marsch might get sacked after this game. So I'm going to go, I think I'm going to say 2-0 to Liverpool. 2-0. And then Newcastle against Aston Villa. Newcastle are really on the up at the moment. Both teams have had great wins today. Newcastle, like I say, won 2-1 at Tottenham today, and Aston Villa won 4-0 at home to Brentford. So they both had good wins. Obviously, Villa got rid of Gerrard in the week. Steven Gerrard as their manager, but had a great win. But I think Newcastle will be just too strong for Villa. I'm going to go for Newcastle to win that one 3-1. Going into the Championship on next Saturday's fixtures, Bristol City are in a 7-side, well, kind of 7-side. They're not really because Swansea's a bit further away than Cardiff is from Bristol. But it's Bristol City up against Swansea. Bristol City are the informed team. They won 2-0 actually today against Cardiff City, which pushes them up into 4th in the Championship. I'm going to go in favour of Swansea in this one. I'm going to say 3-2 to Swansea in that game. Also, Watford won 4-0 today, being Sunday the 23rd of October. They won 4-0 at home to sort of their local rivals in Hertfordshire, Luton Town. But anyway, yeah, Watford are away at Wigan. I'm going to go Watford to win that one 3-0. Burnley's at home to Reading. Going to say 2-0. Tough on that. I'll go 2-1 to Burnley. Cardiff City's against Rotherham. I think Cardiff City will get it back on track. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win to Cardiff. Coventry City against Blackpool. I'm going to go for a mad scoreline in that one. I'm going to go 3-3. Huddersfield against Millwall. You're looking at, I think Huddersfield will lose that one 2-0. Hull against Blackburn Rovers. Hull are on a bit of a good run at the moment. Blackburn are doing quite well as well. That's a tough one to call. Going to go 2-2 on that one. Luton against Sunderland. I think that one will be 2-1 to Luton. Norwich City against Stoke. Going to go 2-0 Norwich. Preston against Middlesbrough. We're looking at, I think Preston will win that one 1-0. West Brom against Sheffield United. I'll go for a 2-2 draw. Wigan against Watford. I've already done that one 3-0 to Watford. Yeah, going into League One then. So Barnsley against Forest Green. Going to say 3-0 Barnsley. Bolton against Oxford United. Going to go 2-0 Bolton. Charlton against Ipswich Town. Going to go 2-1 Charlton. Cheltenham against MK Dons. Going to say 1-0 Cheltenham. Derby against Bristol Rovers. Going to go 2-2. Fleetwood Town against Accrington Stanley again. I'll go with 2-1 Accrington. Peterborough against Cambridge. Going to say 3-1. Port Vale against Lincoln City. Going to go, I don't know. I'll say, 2-0 to Lincoln. Portsmouth against Shrewsbury Town. Going to go Portsmouth to win 2-1. Sheffield Wednesday against Burton. Going to say 3-0 Sheffield Wednesday. Wickham against Morecambe. I'm going to say 2-0 to Wickham. Then finally for the Saturday's games, it's in League Two. AFC Wimbledon against Harrogate Town. I'm going to say 1-0. Barrow against Crewe. 1-0. Bradford against Crawley Town. I'm going to say 1-0 Bradford. Colchester against Stevenage. Going to go 2-0 Stevenage. Doncaster against Gillingham. I'm going to say Doncaster to win that one 2-0. Hartlepool against Grimsby Town. Grimsby to win that one 3-1. Leyton Orient against Salford City. Going to say 2-1 to Leyton Orient. Mansfield against Swindon. Going to go 3-2 Mansfield. Northampton against Newport County. I think that's going to be a really mad game. I think I'll go 4-2 to Northampton. Stockport County against Sutton United. I think I'm going to say 2-0 Stockport. Tranmere against Carlisle, go 2-0 Tranmere. And Walsall against Rochdale, go for a 1-0 draw there. And then Sunday's games, my beloved Forest are playing away at Arsenal. It's going to be a very, very tough game. I would like to predict a positive result for Forest. I think it's going to be very tough. I think Forest are going to give it absolutely everything. But I think that we'll lose narrowly 2-1. So that's my prediction for that one. I don't really want to say that because I'd like to see us get a result. My head is saying 2-1 Arsenal. My heart's saying 1-0 Forest and Arsenal. So we'll see. I'll go 2-1 Arsenal on that one. Manchester United up against West Ham as well on Sunday. And I think Manchester United will win that one 2-0. So I'll go 2-0 Manchester United. Anyway, that's been my predictions. Thank you for and my review of the weekend's action. Have a great week, whoever's team you support. Continue to like and subscribe, and have a great week. Bye for now.